Hey guys, welcome back. This is going to be another update for the C-3PO blog. This weekend was San Diego Comic-Con, and I think in the last video I was showing my freshly gold chromed parts, which I just finished. And between then and Comic-Con I had to reassemble my suit. So I had planned on being at Comic-Con by Friday evening, but that didn't work out because it took me about 5 times as long as I expected it to reassemble everything, just because I didn't realize how much I took apart when I started. So when I went to put it back together, I had to resolder a lot of wiring, and it was a much larger task than I expected. So I had to do that. Missed out on Friday. Ended up going Saturday, and that was my first time wearing the suit in its brand new, shiny, awesome gold, which looks like this. So here's a helmet. You can see the gold came out very nice, super reflective, very pretty. And you know, one of the big questions that people have been asking me, as they've seen the photos. Sorry, I've slept maybe like 4 hours since Friday or something. So one of the big questions people ask me as they've seen the photos is, how's the durability of this new gold that I did? And so far I'm really happy with it. And it'll take me, you know, a month or two more doing events with the suit to really know. I'm getting fingerprints all over everything right now, but within 10 minutes or so of putting this on, I had a friend come up to take a photo, and he had an R2-D2, what do you call it, the periscope, all aluminum, this big thing. It wasn't on the R2, he just had it separate. He was holding it. He would put his arm around me, and that periscope clacked into the back of my head really hard, and it's sharp, it's all metal, so I was sure that I was going to have a big scratch or a chip or something, but it made not even a tiny mark, no mark at all. And then about 10 or 15 minutes later, another fellow dressed as Doc Brown from Back to the Future, his costume had one of those, the mind-reading device that he has right when Marty first meets him in 1955. And he was talking to me and turning his head, and this thing had these pipe fittings on the ends, and one slammed into the face really hard, and didn't even make not even a little scratch or a nick or anything. So the whole time I was just waiting to take it off and see what damage was done, but nothing happened at all, which is really good. So I'm very, very happy about that. Then some other spots that are typical wear, like the arms, they usually get a ton of wear and tear around here, but you can see that didn't really get scratched at all, which is really good. And one thing that might have helped that is I made a little bit of a mod to the shoulder bells, which are here, and on the inside I added a little strip of craft foam all the way around. Now this stuff is maybe a 1/16 of an inch thick, so you can't even really see it when I'm wearing the suit. It doesn't show up, but it puts a little tiny buffer between my arm and the shoulder bell, which is a spot that's always clacking against it. It can wear out the paint a lot faster. Another thing that's really interesting about this, which I didn't expect, is that it deadens the sound. So there's no more clacking when I move my arms around. I don't get that, you know, all that noise, which was really nice. Another weird thing, actually, that reminds me is that one of the strange things about having the suit redone and I have all this new paint is that the whole suit just kind of sounds different. Like the noises that I'm used to wearing the suit are completely different now. I think something about the paint just altered the sounds, especially when it's being assembled and put on, and when I close the legs, things like that. It's like it's a new thing, even though it's the same suit I've had this whole time. And then the other area that gets a lot of wear and tear that actually held up awesome are the shorts. There's a couple of little scratches, but they're very right on the surface. They're not deep at all. I walked all over. I wore the suit for about 5 hours total, and maybe 6 hours, and didn't get any wear and tear really on the shorts at all. Like I said, minor, like not even a scratch that I would count as anything. It's on the surface. Like actually look at that. It comes right off. That's probably just some wax from the legs or something. So that's good. No wear and tear on the shorts. And I think what I'm going to do is between events, like every few events, I'll probably break out the clear coat and just add another layer over the legs just to help protect it. Just keep a fresh, thick clear coat on there. So that's part of the plan. Let's see. Sorry it's so rambly and monotone. I'm just really tired, but I want to get this update out before I forget. So I made notes. Oh, so after Comic-Con on Saturday, we had an event on a boat, like some kind of party that was associated with Comic-Con. Not associated with Comic-Con, but done during Comic-Con to attract people from Comic-Con. It's like this big rave event, and it was Star Wars themed, obviously. That's why would they have me there. But Threepio got a lot of abuse at that thing because there's a lot of drunk people, and it wasn't necessarily the most pleasant time that I've worn the suit. A lot of people, like, you know, manhandling the characters and stuff because their parents didn't bring them up properly or something. But so that was interesting. But the suit held up through all that. The guy had a lot of lipstick on in the face, which is kind of funny. But yeah, that was a fun event. I was in the suit for a few hours there. Got some pretty pictures out on San Diego Bay. Over, you know, out on the water. That was kind of nice. I got to walk up and down stairs, which is always a good time with Threepio. And then got out of there about 10 o'clock at night, and then I had to walk a long way back to my car, and then I went, in that time, let me backtrack a little bit. I'm forgetting one important thing. There were some pictures floating around on the internet for a few months now that showed these pictures of C-3PO with a red arm. Now, there was speculation that they were fake. I was under the impression that they were real. They looked real to me. The suit in those photos looked like a legitimate movie suit, but there were a couple things different on it that made me think it was probably a newer suit. Not just besides red arm, there's some little modifications. I could tell that things had changed. So I thought it was real. People were saying it's fake. But then on Thursday or Friday, they had the panel for Star Wars The Force Awakens, and they had like the panel reel where they showed all these behind the scenes clips, and sure enough, there's 3PO with a red arm. So I've been dying to do this, paint the arm up. So after the event on Sunday, I ran out and got my paints, and I did my Force Awakens red 3PO arm. And I started this at probably 1 in the morning, didn't finish it until, I don't even know, late, almost 5 in the morning. Then I got up really early the next morning and did some final touches on it and had to let it dry. Went back to Comic-Con, and then I wore the suit over around like the Lucasfilm booth, where at Comic-Con, the Lucasfilm had an enormous area, and they had a lot of their vendors that are Lucasfilm licensed were with, you know, inside that area. So I basically wore it with the new red arm and, you know, did laps around there, and a lot of photos were taken. So I'm going to try to, if I can add some to this video somehow, I'll check and see if I can. I'll put some right about now. And if you don't see pictures here, it's because I couldn't do it. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, that went over pretty well. Now, the paints I used here, I painted right over the gold, and you can see this did get a little wear on the paints I use on top, but you can see the gold didn't even scratch underneath. And the paints I used here should be removable relatively easily so that I can make it back to gold. But after seeing the photos with the red arm, it's kind of like I feel weird taking the red off, because I really like it. I like that red arm a lot. And to see the photos that people post from Saturday and then to see the ones from Sunday, the ones from Saturday feel wrong, where it's just all gold normal 3PO. That red arm feels very special to me now. So we'll see. And when newer photos come out, I'll try to get the colors to match a little better, maybe. And but right now, I just, like I said, I had to do it really fast. So it's not the best paint job, but it's you know, from what I could see in the movie clips and from some of the stills, it looks pretty close to the colors. Hopefully I'm right enough, but it seemed to go over well, so I was happy about that. We'll see if people like it. Maybe I'll just make a separate arm that's always red, and then I can swap it out depending on what people want for events, or you know, what kind of event it is. It's fun to have like that latest version. And I think, you know, my thing with how I did the suit before, I always had the silver leg, and I kind of tried to do the weathering. It was kind of a mix-up between the movies, but the overall feel was sort of like Return of the Jedi, and I always felt like that was the last time you saw C-3PO, even though there was prequels, but those are before. So the last time I saw 3PO was Return of the Jedi, and I feel like that should carry over. But now that The Force Awakens is out, and that's maybe the latest version, I don't know if that arm is red the whole time, or if it's just for part of the movie or what. But now that I know that that's out, I feel like he needs a red arm, or it's just not right anymore. So there's the red arm. We'll look at my gold arm here too, so we can do a comparison. And again, this is the gold I did here, right here at my house. I think it came out very nice. It's reflective as all get out, like you can see. Tint came out good, but yeah, that is it. But anyway, that's just a little update. Felt like I should document this weekend or something. Sorry, I'm starting to space out. I gotta go to bed soon. I gotta get up at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. It's probably getting close to 1 now. I was just about to look for my phone, which is videotaping me at the moment. That's where my brain is at, people. It's crazy. Anyway, have a good night. I'll be back soon, hopefully with some more updates, and then I'll eventually get to making a tutorial on how to do this chrome and all this stuff. It's a big old process, and hopefully I can make some sense out of it. So have fun, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.